Welcome, Lord Tharn. Few have the opportunity to speak with someone who ruled the greatest empire in Tamriel's history.
Ruled? How quaint. You speak as though my reign were some distant dream, interviewer. I prefer to think of it as an extended demonstration of what true power looks like when wielded by someone with the vision to use it properly.
Let's begin with your origins. You come from House Tharn of Nibene, a prestigious imperial family. Tell us about your early life.
Prestigious, yes. But prestige without power is merely decoration, is it not? House Tharn has ancient roots. Some say we trace our lineage back to the great Abnur Tharn of the Age of Heroes. Though the truth of my heritage is more complicated than most realize. You see, I am not merely imperial. My blood carries the essence of multiple races, Altma, Dunma, perhaps others. I am what some scholars call a newly emerging race, bred into existence over generations, much like the Bretons before us. This mixed heritage gave me perspectives that pure-blooded Imperials could never possess. I understood the subtle currents of power that flow between the races of Tamriel.
That's fascinating. How did this unique heritage shape your early ambitions?
From childhood, I understood that the world belonged to those bold enough to seize it. While other noble children played at being knights and princesses, I studied the deeper mysteries. I served as a mage priest at the Temple of Sethiet in Camlorn. Not out of devotion, you understand, but because knowledge is the truest form of power. It was there I first learned of the Staff of Chaos, not just its location, mind you, but its true nature. The Jagar Tharn, as it was originally known, forged from the very essence of the land itself by Loreth the Fangleman. Most saw it as merely a powerful artifact. I saw it as the key to reshaping the very foundations of reality.
The Staff of Chaos. Let's talk about how you acquired it. The accounts mention a bard called the Nightingale who seduced Queen Baranzaya.
The Nightingale. You know, that was perhaps my finest performance. To become someone else entirely, to slip past every guard, every magical ward, every instinct that should have warned them. Baranzaya was no fool. She was a queen who had survived the conquest of Morrowind, after all. But even the wisest can be blinded by desire, by the promise of understanding and connection. I gave her exactly what she craved most. Someone who saw her not as a political piece, but as a woman of intelligence and passion. The irony, of course, is that in playing that role so completely, I almost forgot it was a performance. She was remarkable. In another life, perhaps things might have been different.
But you took the staff from its sanctuary beneath Mournhold. What drove you to that betrayal?
Betrayal?
Bah, you speak as though I owed loyalty to a system that hoarded power while the Empire stagnated. The Staff of Chaos was hidden away, its potential wasted, while Uriel VII played at being Emperor with the vision of a merchant counting coins. Do you know what that staff truly represents? It is prophecy made manifest. The splitting of the Jagar Tharn during a time of misrule depicted on Alduin's wall itself. I was not stealing an artifact. I was fulfilling destiny. The 8 pieces scattered to the 8 corners of the world, just as the ancient prophecies foretold. I saw what others could not. An empire growing soft, complacent, ruled by a man more concerned with diplomatic niceties than with the true exercise of power. The staff chose me, interviewer. It called to someone with the will to use it, as it was meant to be used.
You speak of destiny, but many would say you simply craved power for its own sake.
Power for its own sake? How pedestrian. I craved order. I craved an empire that functioned as it should, with clear hierarchy, absolute authority, and the wisdom to make the hard choices that lesser rulers shy away from. Uriel VII was beloved, yes, but love does not build roads, does not secure borders, does not ensure that the right decisions are made when the stakes are highest. When I took his place, I did not simply wear his face and sit upon his throne. I became a better emperor than he ever was. For 10 years, the empire knew true stability. My fire daemons were more loyal than any mortal god. My rule was absolute, unchallenged, efficient.
But you imprisoned the rightful emperor in oblivion, then killed your own apprentice, Rhea Silmain, when she tried to expose you.
Rhea. She was brilliant. Truly brilliant. I'd hoped she would understand, would see the necessity of what I had done, but she clung to outdated notions of loyalty and legitimacy. She would have destroyed everything I had built, would have plunged the Empire back into the chaos of transition and uncertainty. As for Uriel VII, I could have killed him. It would have been simpler. But the Amulet of Kings would have revealed his death, and then where would we be? Civil war, succession crises, the Empire tearing itself apart while our enemies gathered strength. Instead, I gave him dreams. Endless dreams in a realm where time moves differently. He experienced lifetimes of visions while mere years passed in our world. In a way, I gave him a gift. He lived 1,000 lives, saw possibilities beyond the narrow scope of his mortal existence. When he finally returned, he was changed. Wiser, perhaps. More aware of the true complexities of rule.
Yet your reign ended. The Eternal Champion reassembled the staff, freed Uriel VII, and destroyed you. How do you view your ultimate defeat?
Defeat. You misunderstand the nature of what occurred. The Eternal Champion. Yes, they reassembled the staff. Yes, they freed Uriel VII. The prophecies were clear. The staff would be split, and the staff would be reunited. I knew from the beginning that my time was limited. I proved that the Empire could function under absolute rule. I showed that sometimes the greatest service one can perform is to become the villain in someone else's story. The Eternal Champion became a hero by defeating me. Uriel VII returned to his throne with a deeper understanding of power and its costs. The Empire emerged stronger, more unified, more aware of its own vulnerabilities. In losing, I achieved something far greater than mere victory.
Any final words for those who would judge your actions?
Judge me? Let them judge. History will remember that when the Empire needed strength, I provided it. When it needed unity, I forged it. I am Jagar Tharn, descendant of ancient bloodlines, master of the Staff of Chaos, the man who wore the face of an emperor and made it his own. And I regret nothing.